And Sunday, it's the pros. So now that Tony Romo's playing status has shifted from a doctor's decision to a coach's, according to our Ed Werder, all eyes have been on number 9 in practice. Cowboys linebacker Sean Lee said Romo looks great in his first full practice, adding he hasn't missed a beat. So, Damian, how should Dak feel? He's led this team to a 7-1 start about all the attention that Romo's receiving.
If I was Dak, I would just give a big fat yawn. Why? Why should I care? I don't care. Let everyone talk. Because you know why? Because you can't control what anybody else says, you know, especially when you talk about Tony Romo. Listen, Dak Prescott is in top 5 in both quarterback rating and QBR. That's balling, okay? Dallas Cowboys are 7-1. That's balling. So the only way Tony Romo would unseat me if I just start stinking it up and the Dallas Cowboys start losing games. So if I'm Dak Prescott, man, I'm tuning out all that noise. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, staying focused on what's really important, and that's getting prepared every week to win football games. I could care less what people are saying about Tony Romo. Let them talk about Tony Romo, because guess what? The more they talk about Romo, the less time they want to talk to me and interrupt my focus on what's really important, and that's winning football games.
You are such a disappointment. You are such a disappointment.
Man,
I cannot believe that you're going to sit there and be totally oblivious to the accident waiting to happen that is Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. You and I both know that that's what Dak should do, and I'm not refuting that. But come on now. You act like if he wins and he plays game, he still can't end up getting screwed over. These are the Cowboys, man. You know they'll find a way to mess it up.
Listen,
you know how they roll.
I know you are
Why
a
you
hater
acting like
towards
you
the
don't know
Dallas
that?
Cowboys. I know you're a hater towards the Dallas Cowboys. But
you love them now? You love them now?
Listen, Jerry Jones ain't no fool in this respect. If you win in football games, why in the world would you pull somebody out when you balling, you getting all the attention? He's getting attention because we know Jerry Jones loves attention. So it doesn't even, from a business perspective, football, I don't care what perspective you're talking about, it doesn't make 1 cent to pull Dak Prescott from the lineup.
I totally agree with you. And that's why I said you being hard-headed. You're not listening. I agree with you. We're on the same page. But I'm saying to you, this is Jerry Jones we're talking about here. And for you to sit up there and bloviate like those opinions of, you know, that belief of his is something that could be relied upon. Come on. Now, we all know that Tony Romo's like an adopted son to him. I wouldn't be surprised at all if I saw Tony Romo this year, whether Dak Prescott is winning or not, because that's Jerry Jones' way. And you talk about winning, he wants that attention. Well, let me tell you something. You know, Jerry Jones was winning Super Bowl titles. It didn't stop him from getting rid of Jimmy Johnson. Why? Because he wanted the attention, even when he was winning. And he was willing to make a bold move, even when he was winning, because he wanted to disrupt the apple cart, because he wanted credit for what was transpiring. And I wouldn't be surprised at all, even though he has obviously aged and he's an elder lad now than he was then. So clearly, you presume that he's a bit wiser. The bottom line is, I can't put anything past Jerry Jones. I can't rely on him to do the obvious wise thing because he's Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. Let me ask you a question.
Yes. Wouldn't he get the credit because isn't he the one that drafted Dak Prescott? So this whole notion that he got rid of, you know, Jimmy Johnson.
He loves Tony Romo, man. That's like an adopted son.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me to answer. Since no one wants to answer your question, Molly. Since no one wants to answer Molly's question, I'll answer it.
Okay, go ahead.
The question was, correct me if I'm wrong, how should Dak Prescott feel about all of Tony Romo's attention? How should he feel? Okay, look. Dak Prescott's a third-round pick. Dak Prescott has been balling. But, fourth-round pick? All right, fourth round. All right, sure. Yeah, that's right, fourth-round pick. For a point, he's not a first-round draft pick. And the only reason he has, and he's a rookie, and the only reason he has the job is because Romo got hurt. Now, this is the history of the NFL. I don't care who you are. I always bring up Kurt Warner and Mark Bulger because that's how Kurt Warner got his job, too. I don't care if you're the MVP of the league on the greatest offense of all time. If you get hurt, you can absolutely lose your job to injury if the team is rolling with another guy. Even if that guy's not balling, even if the team is just winning, that guy's going to stay right there. So as long as he's winning, He's good. Like you said, he's balling, he's winning, he's good. But what about the way he should feel about what Stephen A is talking about, the fact that Jerry Jones is being asked and therefore talking about Tony Romo? He should feel fine because it's not like Romo's a bum. Romo, if you don't want to call him an elite quarterback, which I think you could easily make the argument he is, he's the next thing to it. He's a really, really good quarterback who in recent years has been winning almost all the games he's been playing. Like, if you look at the record with Romo in for the Cowboys, they've been an excellent team. It was only when he was hurt that they fell off. So if you're a fourth-round pick and a rookie and a tremendous quarterback is now getting healthy and he's been there for years and the owner is saying, hey, he's really good too, you shouldn't feel any kind of way about that. Just keep balling, keep winning. It won't even be an issue.
So isn't that what I said?
Kind of.
So you basically said what
you said.
Yes, but I like the way I say it better.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
But I don't agree. But I don't agree. Listen, I don't agree with it from this perspective. We all know that all Dak can do is keep balling. I'm just saying that, to me, to just shrug it off your shoulders, he has to do that to perform. So it's not really about him. It's about how wrong Jerry Jones and the Cowboys are to continuously be making another story out of Romo with the way Dak Prescott is playing. Because I don't care how Tony Romo is looking in practice. I don't care that it's now out of the hands of the doctors and it's now in the hands of the coaches. My point is, it's not even something that should be thought about right now, the way this team is rolling, the way Dak is rolling, when you consider what the recent history in terms of productivity on the part of the Dallas Cowboys have been for the last 2 decades. The fact that you have this young lion, this young stud, who, by the way, doesn't have 4 back injuries in the last 2.5 to 3 years, should tell you something, and you should leave it be. But they seem to be oblivious to the potential impact that it could potentially have on Dak Prescott by constantly throwing Tony Romo's name out there in the headlines. And there's only one reason for that. That's because Jerry Jones loves his adopted son, and in the grand scheme of things, he probably wishes that Tony Romo was the guy that was in there. As the NFL experts, Damian, that you talk to all the time, I'm sure will have told you, Jerry Jones has said very, very little to Dak Prescott. Just left him hanging out there. And this brother produces. And I just think that he deserves better than what he's receiving from the Cowboys at this moment.
Have you ever thought about it from this angle? Maybe if he doesn't hype up Dak Prescott, it's actually doing him a favor. Have you thought about that?
Well, I wasn't saying to hype him up. I'm saying to stop talking about Romo.
Say it again?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying to hype
it's taking the attention
off
off
of Dak. Talking about Romo.
Right. What I'm saying is, by Jerry Jones not hyping up Dak, is actually doing him a favor. So he cannot be worried about the distractions from media and everyone else trying to get on the Dak train.
I mean, Damian, what Damian Woody, the Cowboy fan, that's very understanding.
What I'm saying don't make sense. You know,
I'm just saying.
It makes perfect sense what I'm saying.
I didn't say it doesn't make sense. I didn't say it doesn't make sense, but you're very understanding.
Stephen A. Smith.
Very sympathetic.
Stephen A. Smith, whatever you think of the accident waiting to happen in Jerry Jones, irrational behavior, whatever, what do you think? I'm curious because you seem to feel like it's intentional, like Jerry Jones is so attached to Tony Romo that he's doing something that's bad for Dak Prescott. What do you think goes on in his head when he doesn't praise his all-world rookie quarterback? You think he's sitting there twirling his mustache going, I'm not going to praise Dak Prescott because I like Tony Romo so much?
I think Jerry Jones is conflicted. I think he loves the fact that his Cowboys are winning and he's loving every moment of it. I think at the same time, just as much as he loves winning and he appreciates the job that Dak Prescott has done, he is craving for the opportunity to present itself for Tony Romo to be back in there, because I don't think he just wants to win. He wants to win with Tony Romo, whether it's because Tony Romo has been there forever, he's paid his dues.
One last question.
He loves the guy.
One last question.
He wants Romo to be the man.
Jerry Jones' head.
Hold on, one last question for Stephen A. Because when I hear Stephen A. talk about this in terms of the NBA, the alarm goes off. I go, wait, no, he's been talking to people. But also with the NFL. That sounds to me suspiciously like Stephen A. Smith. You are not simply imagining it, but you have intel. Do tell.
That is good. That is correct. I have spoken to quite a few people who have convinced me that that's exactly what they believe Jerry Jones is doing. He's craving, chomping at the bit for Tony Romo to get in there. He has nothing against Dak. Dak is the future. But as it pertains to success this year, he thinks that Tony Romo's days could be numbered, and he wouldn't mind at all if Tony Romo found himself back in that lineup, leading the Dallas Cowboys to the promised land, because he believes Dak has plenty of years to do it. It's limited, obviously, for Tony Romo.
Max, way to get to the bottom of things.
See how I read between the lines?
Yes, I saw that journalistic skills come through there. Damien, thank you so much for being with us. Always fun to have you. Appreciate your perspective.
You all right?
Coming up next.
Damien Woody's fire.
Everyone, please be quiet. Colin Kaepernick offers an explanation of why he chose not to vote for president. These guys are fired up. Stay tuned.
On the Hook is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. You're watching First Take, presented by Bass Pro Shops.
This is wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders of the Denver Broncos, and I want to send a special shout out to all the troops all across the world. I want to say thank you for all that you do. People say that guys in the National Football League and the NBA, the NHL are the heroes, but you guys are the true heroes. We appreciate everything that you do. Thank you, and God bless.
We echo that, and this is a call to action right now. We're less than 3 weeks away from the First Take Your Take contest, and I want you guys to bring it. It's about content and delivery. You can debate Stephen A. and Max right here on national TV. Come to ESPN headquarters. Go to firstTakeYourTake.com. Upload your best debate. Keep it clean, plus no music, team logos, trademarks, or copyright material. 2 winners will be selected by our show staff. We're getting down to the wire, people. Need you to bring it and take on these 2. Here's a few of our latest.
Did Colin Kaepernick betray his stance? Yes, he did betray his stance. I honestly do not feel that he should have just sat there and did nothing. There is no way you can get change in this country without having the power in the government to do so.
If he believes that right that people died for, to not only have the right to vote, but to be free thinkers, doesn't he have that right to determine who deserves his vote?
You didn't exercise your 15th Amendment. You didn't even honor the ones that fought for the right for you. Instead, you didn't vote at all? That is disheartening, that is disappointing, and quite frankly, embarrassing.
I like that one at the end, by not honoring the ones that fought for you. Thoughts, guys?
People feel strongly about it.
I thought the lady at the end was good. I thought the lady at the end was very good. She was passionate. She felt strongly about it. It's just that this is one of those days where, you know, you look at the things that people have to say, and you know, Colin Kaepernick's got us all in a sour mood with his hypocrisy and selfishness, as far as I'm concerned. But I'll look at those videos again and give you a more enlightened, you know, more enthusiastic opinion.
I like that she said it's embarrassing.
Yeah, and
I like that
incidentally, because we both went hard at Kaepernick today, I think we should extend, obviously, an open-ended invitation on this subject for Kaepernick to join the join the show.
Yep.
And Freudian slip, I guess, and defend himself and explain himself and talk about it.
Of course, always welcome. We would love that. Continue the dialogue.